Hey, I'm Nicholas,
I'm Nick.
and this is our first video. We wanted to talk about the NBA and the NBA draft. Thank you for watching. So, Nick, what level do you think Zion Williamson, the first overall pick to the Pelicans, is going to reach?
So I think he will be right at an all-star level player. And when I say all-star level, I don't mean he'll make an all-star team, even though he might do that. I'm thinking more of the all-star caliber player, like the Kyle Lowrys, uh, you got Jimmy Butler's, kind of that level player where it's not a high all-star, but kind of right at that all-star spot. I think he'll be a great defensive player in the NBA. I think he'll make multiple. I think he might win multiple defensive MVP, defensive player of the year awards. I think that he won't quite reach that MVP level, and I don't think he could lead a team by himself to a championship. But I think he'll be a great all-star player. I just think the hype is so big for him, like to be the next LeBron or something, that I just don't think that he can live up to that hype. But I do think he'll be an all-star player. Some people saying he might be a bust. I don't buy that. I mean, I see reasons why. You got the injury history that he just had, where he broke his shoe and he busted his leg. I think injuries could factor into limiting how far he can go, but I do think he'll be an all-star level player. I just don't think he'll reach the hype that people have put on him. So, what do you think on this?
I got him at a perennial all-star. I think it's sort of what you're saying. The way I describe him is sort of like a Ben Simmons-esque style, where he's good and everyone knows he's going to be good and he is good, but he has some flaws in his game that are going to hold him back. Personally, he's still a very raw prospect still. He's going to need some time to be more of a basketball player instead of just a physical force, to where he solely relies on his athleticism, in which he could do in college and high school, definitely high school. When you come into the NBA, you can even be with people that have more talent and that are more physically dominant. He's going to need some time to build some finesse, and get a better three-point shot, mid-range shot, even defense. So.
And I also, to add on that, I think the jump shot, for one, needs some work. It's not broken. People think like Ben Simmons' jump shot's broken. Zion has a good form on his jump shot. It just needs to be refined. I think he can refine it. I also think it's funny because you see most college players come in and they need to grow, they need to mature. It's almost like Zion needs to like lose some weight and not be so physical, because it's very rare for a college athlete to have such a big body that he actually needs to lose weight and not rely so much on his physicalness and be kind of refined as a basketball player. So I think the sky's the limit, honestly, for Zion, if he can work on his body and work on his limit, but I just don't think that he can quite get there. So moving on, who do you think will have the better career out of the top 3 draft picks? So that's Zion was number 1, John Morant number 2, and RJ Barrett number 3.
For me personally, I believe Ja is going to have the best career long term with the Grizzlies. If we're talking this year specifically, I don't think he's going to have that great of a year, since the Grizzlies really don't have anyone to help elevate him, and the attention is going to be solely on Ja. But RJ, I'm not a big believer in. I don't believe you are either. And he went to the Knicks, so that the KD's not going to be able to help him his first year. The Knicks they lost Porzingis. Don't really have anyone. I mean, even on during the ESPN draft, the Knicks said on their draft board that every position was in need. They need talent, and RJ's not enough to elevate them to the next level by themselves. Zion has a bunch of help around him, to where I think his stats are going to be good, and he's going to have help throughout the years with all the draft picks they got. But Ja's going to have the best individual career.
Yeah, I agree. I think Ja will definitely have the best NBA career. I think he will be, probably not this first year, but later on in his career, I think he'll be a perfect point guard for a playmaker, kind of like Russell Westbrook is to Paul George. A lot of people compare Russell to John Morant and John Morant to Russell. I think they have similar games. I think what I would say is John Morant is Russell Westbrook with a jump shot, because Russell Westbrook doesn't have a jump shot. I think if he gets paired up with a good forward who, like a Paul George, who can lead kind of in certain spots when Ja can't, I think he's a great playmaker. He averaged 10 assists in his last year in college, so he's a proven passer. He can pass everywhere. He's athletic, and he's not a ball hog. He definitely can get rid of the ball, get it to people, and I just think that he can lead. He and another co-star can win multiple championships. I compare him also to Kyrie and LeBron. I think that, he probably won't have a player like LeBron on his team because LeBron's great and nobody really can live up to that. But I think if he gets even like a Paul George level type player on his team, I think they could be like Kyrie and LeBron were. I agree with you on RJ. I don't think he'll live up to the hype. I just think drafting him in New York thinks they have their savior. I just don't think he's that. I think he's proven in college he wasn't clutch in clutch moments, and I think he's a great shooter. I kind of compare him to James Harden, but even less clutch than James Harden. I think James Harden has been clutch in certain situations, but I think RJ can be a great shooter at points, but I just don't think when it really matters he's going to be able to deliver. And with Zion, I think the hype is so big for Zion to become LeBron that I just don't think he can live up to it. I think he might have a tendency to burn out really easily. He uses so much physical effort that I think an 82-game season is a lot more than 30 some odd games in college. Like, I just think 82 is so much that he's gonna really have to. If Zion's gonna have a chance to be better than Ja, he's gonna have to really learn how to control his body and not wear out. And so for that reason, I think Ja will ultimately have a longer career than Zion and have a better career.
I think that a point that I'll make real quick is that about RJ is that when Zion was off or out injured in Duke, like Duke was really not that good of a team. Like, they were good because they have 2 top 10 players on their team, and Duke always has talent, but you definitely saw with the absence of Zion, RJ wasn't doing much. And then when you go to Zion, he's 18 he's 18 years old. That means he had 4 years of high school basketball, 1 year of college basketball, and then he's making this huge jump into 82 games for an NBA season. That's massive. Mm-hmm. And especially that level of play, I think it's an underrated part that people aren't talking about at all. Do you have any disagreements with that?
No, I agree with that. I think Zion's the hype and also the jump to the NBA is going to be, it's a lot for everybody, but especially for Zion being so physical and having to be that way and lead a team, it's just going to be a lot for him. So, yeah.
I don't think we both are saying we both agree that Zion has like MVP caliber talent and potential.
The sky's the limit for him. I just don't know that he can get all the way up.